Hello friends, Mario Cavallo here. Welcome to The Dragon Roars On. In this episode of The Absolute Worst Lies About China, we're going to talk about the Chinese healthcare and hospital system. You've probably heard that it's terrible, but is that really true? Let me interrupt up front to give you the 45-second answer. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievably fast, good, and cheap. You feel ill, you feel, oh, I got a headache, I got like a flu, achy, and, my chest is bothering me. Okay, I got a cough. $2. You go to the hospital. $2 to see a doctor. The general practitioner. Say, go, here, take a number and go wait, just like you do in a doctor's office, except you go to the hospital. $2. Okay, some places, even $1.50. This is without health insurance. There's nothing to do with health insurance. This is just inexpensive health care available to everyone. Okay, second, you go see the doctor. And again, hey, you say to the doctor, I got the flu, I got a cough. The doctor says, okay, we understand. Let's be thorough. Let's get all the tests that we could possibly need to get. And let's get them all today. Today, not next week. We don't have to make appointments. No, we'll just get the tests. Okay, you have a cough? Yep, have a cough. Okay, well, let's be sure that it's not too bad. Let's get a CT scan for your lungs. That's overkill. But if we did, $50. $50 for a CT scan for your lungs. Oh, really? Oh, let's get an x-ray. Check for pneumonia. We don't have to get a CT scan. Let's get an x-ray. That would be like, depending on what hospital you're at, $10, maybe $20, maybe $22. Okay? Let's be extra really crazy, not so thorough. Okay? And let's also check all your organs in your abdomen. Okay? Your liver, your gallbladder, your pancreas, your spleen, your kidneys. Okay, all of the major organs that can be tested and checked, seen crystal clear on a beautiful GE ultrasound machine or Philips, whatever it might be, because they're all the new modern ones. Okay, ultrasound, $30. Whoa. Okay, so we can get that done. Yeah, wow, thanks, doc. We can, wow, I can get get my whole body checked and everything. Yeah, we can do that. And actually, if we thought this was really serious, you could even get an MRI, and that would cost you $200. But you would have to come back a couple days later. We got to schedule it. A lot of people need MRIs these days, so it's kind of busy. I'm not kidding. Next, you pay for all those things. The doctor says, okay, here, I write it up. Here's your card. This is my card for the Northeast Hospital here in Shenyang. Okay. Every card you go to a hospital, you get a card. Okay. You take the card wherever you go. They swipe the card. They swipe the card in the card reader in the computer. It's all connected up. Okay. This is all over China. All right. You swipe the card. You go down to the cashier. The cashier swipes your card, and she says, okay, you're getting an ultrasound, you're getting a CT scan, and you're getting an x-ray. Yeah, great. Like I said, right, the total comes out to something like $150. You pay the $150. Okay. You then go to each of the diagnostic departments right there in the hospital. CT scan upstairs on the third floor on the right. Okay. X-ray upstairs on the second floor on the left, and you go. Again, you go, you present your card, they swipe your card, they give you a number, you wait. I've never waited more than an hour. All people, it's not because I'm a foreigner, okay? These are Chinese hospitals, okay? They see me coming, it's like, uh-oh, foreigner. No. So this is the same as all Chinese people are treated. You go, you get a number, you wait, okay? You get your diagnostic. You wait. This is the same day. You wait. When you get an ultrasound, they immediately print out the result and hand it to you. This is it's really quite unbelievable. This is your patient book. This is your patient book. They write in it, they put all the test results in it, and they send it home with you. So this is your patient record book. This one's from Huadong Hospital, okay? And you wait an hour, you get the printout of the CT scan. This was the lung CT scan that I had done a few years back, okay? You get the printout, okay? Out of the machine. It's like an ATM machine there. Okay, so you wait an hour or two for the printout of the CT scan. You also get the film, the X-ray film or the CT film out of the print machine. Okay, so you wait an hour or two that day for the test results. Okay, they come out. You take them back to the doctor. Okay, the doctor says, oh, okay, I see your lungs. Okay, great. Yeah, bronchitis. It's not in your lungs. Great. Okay, and nothing too serious. I didn't mention, but of course, you also have it happen. They pull your blood, right? Okay. Same thing with the blood work. They pull your blood. Okay. And again, you wait an hour or two for the results. Okay. You go to the machine, you scan the little receipt they give you, and out comes your blood work results. Here's my blood work results from, I'm going to say 6 weeks ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pages of blood work. I had 6 pages of blood work done. Okay, it's a lot of blood work. It cost me about $150. It was very thorough, including all vitamins and minerals and everything. Okay, I hadn't had it done in about 3 years. Okay, that's the Chinese hospital system. It's really quite unbelievable. Okay, you go back to the doctor's like, okay, so your blood work here, your white count's up a little bit. Yes, we found it's bacteria. Oh, there's no bacteria. Okay, so that means it's viral. Take Tylenol, take cold medicine, go home, go to bed. Okay, drink hot water. Okay, in China, everything's drink hot water. Okay, oh no, it is. It's got bacteria. There's some infection. Great. So you get your cefixime or your levofloxacin antibiotics, right? The antibiotics cost about $5. Same thing. Okay, and again, this is not because of your copay. This is because that's just the price of the antibiotics. The doctor says again, okay, I'm going to give you antibiotics, going to give you some cough medicine, going to give you some Chinese herbal medicine. Great. Again, you go pay for it. You go over to the pharmacy. You go to pay for it. You swipe your card again, and she says, oh yeah, you got to pay for these medicines. You pay for the medicines. Okay. You go over to the pharmacy. In the pharmacy, you give them the receipt. You're standing at the window. You hand them the receipt. They swipe your card, and they go, oh, he needs these medicines, and out comes the medicines. Get your medicines, and you go home. Folks, I don't know how unbelievable this sounds to you, but that's the truth about the Chinese hospital system. Now, I'm going to take a break. Then I'm going to come back. I'm going to tell you about, well, hell, it's not perfect. Okay, there's some inconveniences along the way. In this section, I'm going to talk real briefly about a couple of specific inconveniences for foreigners who are needing to deal with the Chinese hospital system. And then I'm going to go on and talk about the very specific medical situations with some more very specific information for you, showing you some of those records in that patient records that I showed you earlier regarding the need for hernia operation and a full check of everything, heart, lung, head, abdomen, everything. When I was 54 years old, I really actually thought I was going to die. I mean, it was really, really bad, and I'll tell you more about that. So I had a thorough check done. What did that cost? What was that like? It was excellent, by the way, and again, it was not expensive. And also, like about a year after that, pain back here, classic, man going into his 50s, kidney pain, what the heck is that? Like kidney stone. So I had to get that checked, right? What happened? So some specific situations, and I'll also share with you some other people, some other foreigners that I know here who also had some of their medical experiences. Talk a little bit about those as well. So what are the major inconveniences related to the Chinese hospital system? The first one is rather obvious. You got to be able to speak Chinese. So yes, some Chinese hospitals, there's several levels of Chinese hospitals. There's a number 1 level, and then there's number 2 level, number 3 level, and local hospitals and clinics. At the number 1 level hospitals and some private hospitals, private Chinese hospitals, they have a VIP section. They have an English section. That would be simply because they happen to have some doctors in the hospital that happen to have studied English who can speak good English. And so those doctors will be the ones that interface with you. So if you go to that English section or VIP section, your registration fee will be higher. Again, it's going to be like $15 instead of $2. And you can speak to some doctors and nurses who speak decent English. Still, that's difficult. I never do that. Number 1, my own Chinese is quite good. Number 2, I have a Chinese wife. We've been together for 12 years. And so when you're going to go to a Chinese hospital, and a lot of expats who've been here for many years, they know this. They'll tell you this. Yeah, I know I can go to a Chinese hospital. It's cool, but you got to have a Chinese friend or a Chinese spouse take you there, someone. A lot of times when you work in China, your employers are aware of this issue, and they're really quite good to you and will help you with all kinds of things. Your employer helps you find apartments that you need to rent. If you get sick, your employer has someone in the company that takes you over to the hospital, takes care of you. They do a really good job of that. because they understand what it's like to be the challenges of being a foreigner or of being an expat living and working here in China. Okay. Second point, Chinese hospitals, the majority of Chinese hospitals are crowded. Okay. So in the general registration area that I've described to you, the $2 registration area, and then over to the general practitioner, depending on what city you're in, but pretty much all of them, you're talking about going to the major #1 hospital, huge, big hospitals, right? And they're loaded with people. So it's crowded, it's noisy, and it's not private. You sit in a waiting area, and it's a huge waiting area out in the public part of the hospital, and it's noisy, and you're waiting, and yeah, you're waiting an hour and a half. Well, in a place like that, an hour and a half, if you're waiting that long, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But if you're waiting an hour and a half in a place like that, it feels like a really long time, because it's noisy and it's hectic. And then when you finally go, and you're supposed to go to, room 601, and you go to room 601, and you walk to the door, and there's 8 other patients in front of you who are already in there, and they're all crowded around the table. And one of them is the current patient, like patient number 588. And they're sitting there telling the doctor what's going on, and all the other patients are all around listening and elbowing with each other. I mean, they all have numbers, but people are trying to cut in line and trying to ask a quick question, this kind of thing. It can be pretty hectic and intimidating for a foreigner who's used to that. Again, private office in a commercial building space where you go in, it's quiet, it's civilized, but you paid $75. So that's the difference. So if you are going to be navigating the Chinese hospital system, great. Again, you're going to save a fortune, but you have to understand this is what you're going to deal with. This is what you're going to tolerate. Now, can you do something about it? Yeah. If I'm the foreigner and I go into the room and I look at the doctor and I kind of go, look, can I don't want to, I love, you have to be tactful and friendly. You can't be disrespectful to people. Say, look, I don't want to talk about my personal medical things. Like, I got an itch, like in this private place or something. I don't want to talk about this in front of all these other people, right? So would you mind real quick? Could we get everybody out of the room? And you can do that. Not always, but you can do that. If it's like lung cough, you're coughing, this guy's coughing, everybody's coughing. No, what do you need privacy for? You don't need privacy for anything, and you're not going to get it. That's reality. So as I was making the list of things to talk to you about, I realized on the subject of healthcare hospital in China, there's a lot of topics. So I'm not going to continue this video. I'm going to end this one here. And I'm going to do these in separate videos. You can see videos, China healthcare system, part 1. This one's part 1. I will come out with part 2, part 3, part 4. There are a lot of things we're going to talk about. In part 2, I'm going to go through the Western related medical diagnoses and issues. And they are as follows. I'll talk about blood work. They pull your blood, do blood work. Number 1. Number 2, when I quit smoking, I started smoking when I was 52, which was 50 when I was so dumb to start smoking again. And I quit. When I quit, actually, a lot of people, when they quit smoking, after you quit smoking, you actually develop a reaction, chronic bronchitis, and you can't breathe. And like, holy shit, you got to be kidding me. So that's the second item. We'll talk about what kind of testing and stuff I had done. Third, kidney stone. You get older. I'm over 50. You get a little kidney stone. There's like a pain back there. Say, okay, great. Took care of this so good, so quick, so cheap. Kidney stone. 4, I had like many men, lower left side, inguinal hernia, laparoscopic hernia surgery. Unbelievable. Fantastic. $2,000 US. World-class care by one of the best hernia surgeons in the world. Next, I told you I thought I was 54 years old and was having severe pain, chest pain and abdominal swelling. That doesn't sound good, does it? It turned out to be, thank God, only severe gastritis. And fortunately, able to be dealt with, correctable, and I mean upper gastritis, not intestinal. upper gastritis. Oh, what a nightmare. Happy to say I got it under control. All the testing to confirm. In the process of that, because there was chest pain, went to see the cardiologist. I said, look, I'm in my 50s. I don't want to drop dead of a heart attack. Do I have a heart problem? What's going on? So I had a thorough cardio check, CT scan, ultrasound of the heart, everything, carotid arteries, everything. So that's the next item. Next, PSA checks for men. Again, you're over 50, once a year, once every 2 years, get your PSA checked. Okay, we'll talk more about that. What happens if you have an early diagnosis of prostate cancer? Amazing. Amazing. Laser surgery available. Very low risk from prostate cancer now, as long as you catch it early, which is easy to do. Lastly, all of that has to do with Western diagnosis in medicine. You know, medicine, you get antibiotics. Last topic is Zhongyi, which is traditional Chinese medicine treatment for my back problems, for my neck problem, all of these, degenerative disc problems in your lower back and your neck. I got them. Okay. Traditional Chinese medicine treatments that can be, and in my case they are, tremendously helpful. Acupuncture, along with cupping, okay, which in Chinese we call Bahuoguan. And the third is using a heat pad or heat in combination with Chinese herbs. Okay, that's all coming up in separate videos. Thanks very much. Please